Welcome, football fans, to the Gridiron Round-Up with your host, Randy Silver. This week, we're breaking down Week 2 NFL. We break down NFL every week for you. We preview and review the week. So we got Week 2 preview for you, news, storyline, matchups, and more. Let's dive into it. Biggest news of Week 1 was Aaron Rodgers getting hurt. Aaron Rodgers tweeted this out. Surgery went great yesterday for his torn Achilles. Thank you all for the love and prayers. Thank you to Dr. El Tache and his staff for starting me on the road to recovery. So he's obviously out for the season. He got his surgery basically 3-4 days after the injury. Great to see him on his road to recovery, having the right mindset. Big news out of the NFL office. NFL and Tottenham extend the contract. Minimum 2 games to be set in the UK each year until 2030. They are currently playing 3 games in England this year, 2 games in Germany and Frankfurt, 2 games at Tottenham, 1 game at Wembley Stadium, and then Frankfurt, Germany, same stadium for both those games. Moving forward, Tottenham will host 2 games at least every season until 2030. Goodell, commissioner of NFL, said, "We're excited to extend our partnership with Tottenham Hotspur through 2029-2030 season and look forward to hosting future NFL games in their world-class stadium." This stadium in Tottenham Hotspurs is built to host NFL and English Premier League games. Obviously, Tottenham is an EPL team, that's first, but they built this new stadium with a retractable field, everything built in to make it an NFL-ready stadium. This is potentially in mind of having an NFL team in London one day, also potentially NFL division. With commitment of 2 games here, that gets you to 5 games in Europe this season. You need to get to 8 for technically home games. Can they get a couple more out of it? Can they get a team in London? This will be the next foray of an NFL moving forward. How do you continue to grow your money? Get a team in Europe. These games are always sold out, so we will see how this goes. But it could be a Tottenham as the home stadium. It will be the home stadium for multiple games. Jaguars go there a lot. We'll see if they continue to go out there year over year. The owner of Fulham, the football team, is also the owner of the Jaguars. That's why they do that. Travis Kelce and Chris Jones to play Sunday. They both missed the opener where the Chiefs lost on Thursday night when they did their banner reveal to the Detroit Lions. They're both back. Kelce is their star tight end. Chris Jones is their star D lineman. Both will come back and hopefully get a win against those Jaguars. Raiders wide receiver Jacoby Myers is ruled out with concussion. Concussion's no laughing matter. He took a pretty big hit last game. Raiders were pissed off that it was not flagged. He's still through protocol and will not play. In the Thursday night game, Philadelphia Eagles beat the Vikings 34-28. This game was a little bit closer than it was. It felt like Eagles were winning most of the game. Eagles were really handed this game as well. Vikings had so many turnovers. We look at the box score. Kirk Cousins, Vikings QB, 31 for 44, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Great game by him. We look at the running game for the Vikings, a total of 28 yards. Ouch. And I have Madison on my fantasy team. Not good. We look at the receiving. Addison had a touchdown. It was a nice catch, long run. Hawkinson had 2 touchdowns. Big tight end signing for them this offseason after they traded for him last season. KJ Osborne with a touchdown towards the end of the game. Their big wide receiver, Jordan Jefferson, 11 receptions, 115 yards. He fumbled the ball at the goal line that went out of bounds for an Eagles ball right before halftime. This really cost them. This was a big momentum swing. When we look at the Eagles, Hurts went 18 for 23, an efficient 193 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 sack. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He has 4 sacks. However, he also rushed the ball for 2 touchdowns. Great. DeAndre Swift came over from the Lions this season. 28 carries, 175 yards. Fantastic game by him. He looked shifty. He made some big plays. Boston Scott played really well. 5 carries, 40 yards. That's a very strong average of 8 yards per carry. Receiving, Devontae Smith had a long receiving yard, longest 63 yard for a touchdown, longest in his career. 130 yards on the day. A.J. Brown, 4 receptions, 29 yards. He was a little bit disappointed about the output he was getting. Him and Hurts had a little bit of a tiff on the sideline. Just competitive fire, nothing to read into it. He'll get the ball a lot. He'll be scoring a lot of touchdowns. Don't worry. When we look at the fumbles, Vikings had 4 fumbles. 1 was off of a punt. 1 was right after interception. Madison fumbled the ball on the next carry when the offense had it. Jefferson fumbled the ball out of bounds at the goal line. They really cost themselves the game. When they look at this game tape, they will be disappointed about how they performed there. They need to keep the ball more. So let's dive into the rest of the games of the week. Big, big, big game right here. Ravens versus Bengals in the AFC North. Early implications for who could win the division. Ravens are 1-0. Bengals are 0-1. Bengals had that terrible game against Cleveland last week. Can they overcome that? Joe Burrow did not play out preseason because he had the calf injury. Will they be able to get synergy on offense? Jamar Chase, will he be able to be successful? Had a slow game last week. They played in the torrential downpour. Pretty much it was a terrible field conditions in Cleveland. So hopefully against the Ravens at home, first game of the season, do better. Ravens with Lamar Jackson's new contract, OBJ, Zay Flowers played well, defense played well. Will they continue to move forward and go 2-0? Cincinnati's -3, they're favored to win at home. Packers at Falcons. Both are 1-0. Someone will come out 2-0. Someone will go 1-1. Falcons are at home, and they got the spread -1, meaning they're favored to win by 1 point. These teams are both young at QB, with Jordan Love for the Packers, Riddler for the Falcons, trying to build out new teams. Turnover. There is a big issue here for the Packers in this game. If we go to the injury report, Aaron Jones is questionable on his touchdown run. He pulled a hammy last week. Star wide receiver for the Packers, Christian Watson, is hurt. Romeo Doubs, questionable. Quay Walker, questionable. So they have a lot of players potentially who may not play in this game. If so, that money line is going to go farther up minus for the Falcons. Chiefs, Jaguars. Can Chiefs bounce back from the first loss of the season, go 1-1? Can Jaguars go 2-0? How will Travis Kelce play in his first game? We talked about he's back. How will Chris Jones play in his first game? He's back. Trevor Lawrence with the Jags. Can he take him to 2-0 in his third season in the NFL? They looked really good offensively last game. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. How will they respond back here? Heart of a champion. You expect them to not go 0-2. This game will be in Jacksonville. It will be a fun game. It will be a loud game. Do not sleep on this game at all. Jaguars, even though they may be the sleeper team, they have the talent to win this game. Seahawks at Lions. Lions back at home. This game will be raucous and loud. 1-0. Seahawks are 0-1. Seahawks need to get this W. They can't go back to that NFC West 0-2, especially with the Niners looking how they are. You can't fall behind on the record. Seahawks, it's going to come down to, can they protect the QB? Last week, they're extremely poor in the O-line, a lot of sacks on their QB. Lions have a crazy good pass rush with Aiden Hutchinson. He had 2 sacks. We'll see how he does in this game. QB for the Seahawks may be running around all day, which is not good. Jared Goff, played really well, so we'll see how he does in this game. He has 359 consecutive passes without interception, which is just fantastic. Raiders at Bills. Raiders are 1-0, Bills 0-1. If you had put money on this before the season started, you would have been in the minority, but here we are. Bills lost that tough game to the Jets on Monday Night Football after A-Rod was hurt. Allen threw 3-4 interceptions after that. Kind of cost them the game, honestly. He talked about that in the postgame. They overall are going to be disappointed. They lost to basically backup QB. Obviously, the Jets have a stellar defense. They won the special teams play, but Bills should have taken that game over and won. You expect them at home to bounce back and play a much better game. Raiders going from the West Coast to East Coast, get to play at the early time slot for West Coasters, 10 a.m. East Pacific, will they be able to go and get a win? It will be a fun game there as well. Chargers, Titans. These teams are very similar in that they're very offense-oriented. Defense has been kind of as of late. Both teams are 1, needing a win to go to 2-0. Can Kellen Moore help this offense continue to do well? They had put up a lot of points last game, but they got outshot by the Miami Dolphins. They need their defense to step up and be successful. With the Titans, you have your new star wide receiver there in Hopkins. Can he get going? Obviously, you have Derrick Henry at running back, Ryan Tannehill at QB. If they go 0-2, how much longer of a release will Tannehill have for the Titans at QB? Bears, Buccaneers. Bears are 0-1 versus Bucs who are 1-0. Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield surprisingly went into Minnesota Vikings and won that game. Most people did not expect that. And then you got the Bears, who are 0-1. Can they become 1-1? They were kind of favorites in the NFC North to get the conference win. They did not look good against the Packers. They got beat down. The Packers still own them. So can they come back and get a win here on the road? Can Baker play good again? Can he get the ball to Mike Evans? And so this will be an interesting matchup. Some sleeper teams for playoffs. This really matters. You don't want to go 0-2. If you're the Bears, Buccaneers would love to get to 2-0 in the NFC South. Colts, Texans. Colts are 0-1. Texans 0-1. We have the matchup of two first-round QBs, two of the basically first five picks, maybe 6 picks. Texans C.J. Stroud and Colts Anthony Richardson. Both looked comparable in their first game. Both got on the board with a touchdown. Now the question is, what can they do in their second game? Now there's NFL tape on them. How will they perform? Stroud-Richardson duel will mark the second matchup between two starting QBs under the age of 22 in NFL history, joining Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota in Week 1 of 2015. Both of them aren't starters right now, so what does that say? A lot. Hopefully, for both franchises, that does not happen 7-8 years later. 49ers at Rams. Rams are going to be wearing the red jerseys, which is the home jerseys, in SoFi. They're calling it Levi of the South. This game is going to be a pro-Niners crowd most likely. Both teams are 1-0, so this is big. Can Rams get to a 2-0 without Cup? Niners looked amazing against the Steelers, looked like Super Bowl favorites after that win. Can they continue to move forward and be successful? Brandon Ayuk had 2 touchdowns last game. McCaffrey looked really good. Deebo Samuel made some plays, but didn't get any touchdowns. You expect more from him on the touchdown board. And the Rams are without Cooper Kupp. Will they be able to be successful? Can they get the running game going with Cam Akers? Matthew Stafford knows how to play. Veteran, Super Bowl winner. We'll see how they do. Giants and Cardinals, 2 teams 0-1. Both teams look pretty poor. Giants got rocked, and I mean rocked, on Sunday Night Football by the Cowboys. Cardinals 0-1. They're basically going to rebuild. They gave away the whole team. This should be a win for the Giants. They should go 1-1 with the talent they have. They should outbeat the Cardinals, whose QB Joshua Dobbs wasn't even on the offense 2 weeks ago. Jets Cowboys. This was looking much more tasty before Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Obviously disappointment. Cowboys at home, first home game. It's going to be loud and proud. Cowboy Nation. Will the fans affect their new QB, Zach Wilson? How will the whole offense be able to play around with a week of Zach Wilson as a starting QB, not Aaron Rodgers? Can the Jets, other teams, special teams, and defense pick them up? Cowboys looked really good offense defensively. Can they keep it going at home? Their spread is -9. They're favored to win pretty big in this game. Commanders at Broncos. Commanders are 1-0. Broncos are 0-1. Broncos lost last second basically to the Raiders, while Commanders come in on a hot streak, getting the first win of the season in the first game. Russell looked pretty good, and their new head coach, Sean Payton, they getting Jerry Jeudy back from injury at home. Enter their home crowd again. You really want to get a win here. Don't want to start 0-2. You don't want that toxicity to come back into the locker room. Commanders, if they can go 2-0 to start the season, they'll be extremely proud. Sam Howell at QB. Can he outduel Russell Wilson? Your Sunday Night Football game, Dolphins at Patriots. Dolphins outdueled the Chargers last week. Tyreek Hill had over 200 yards receptions. Tua had over 400 yards passing. Just unbelievable. Patriots 0-1. They tried to come back and win the game against the Eagles. Just got down too big and were able to overcome it. Can they minimize that here? Can they stop the high-powered Dolphins offense? This will be fun to watch. What will Bill Belichick do to stop Tyreek Hill and that high-powered Dolphins offense? And then you have 2 Monday Night Football games. 2 Monday Night Football games, baby. Let's go. Saints, Panthers. Saints, this is NFC South matchup. Saints are 1-0. Panthers are 0-1. Saints, new QB this season. Bryce Young, number 1 pick in the draft. How he does in second game. Any rookie mistakes coming out of that. And then with the Saints, they have Derek Carr at QB. What is Derek Carr going to be able to do in the second game with the Saints? Feeling more comfortable. He looked pretty good. Game manager a little bit more in game 1. What will he do for game 2? Spread the ball around, get the defense going. This is -3. Panthers are expected to lose by 3 points. And another game, Browns Steelers. Big division matchup here for the AFC North. What are the Browns going to do against the Steelers? Browns, Deshaun Watson, 1-0 this season. Back with the team after missing half of last season. more comfortable, had a full offseason. Nick Chubb, bellwether Cal running back. What will he be able to do against the Steelers defense that got torched by the Niners last week? Can the Steelers bounce back? Can they stop the run, stop the pass? Can their offense get going a little bit? They need to not get down big. That overall is your NFL Week 2 preview. Comment your thoughts. Who's your favorite team? Are they going to win? Do you think they're going to be an upset alert? Do you think they may lose based on the matchup? Love to hear your thoughts. Of course, come back here and we'll have your Week 2 review for you. Thank you for watching. Randy, out.